everybody, to the Broken Campfire podcast. I'm your host, Andy, and I'm surrounded by three of my Campfire compatriots, Vito, surprisingly Vito, Flask, and Greg. I don't have John this week. He's still fighting them demons. He sent me a status report. I cannot read it because I cannot read demon, so not sure how he's doing, but...
It says he's doing good.
Wait,
you just didn't go to class.
That a demon has like sent in a message to you from him.
See, the thing is, like, I know it was from John. Like,
he's just mired in their culture and politics.
I think that's it.
Okay.
You learn from them to destroy them.
Yes. Know thy enemy.
Exactly.
Absolutely. All right.
Well, I've super glued my hand to the desk in protest, waiting for John to come back. Until John comes back, my hand remains super glued to the desk.
We were just talking about how actor James Cromwell superglued his hand to the counter of a Starbucks in protest of
I guess that is good
upcharges for
no,
plant-based
don't give him the context. Let him figure it out. We have smart listeners.
Yeah,
do
the research.
And hey, smart listeners, if you have done some research, I'd like to see it. BrokenCampfire@gmail.com or send it to me on the Twitter @BrokenCampfire.
Do it. Please.
All right, now we're going to move into our regular roundtable section where each one of us is going to recap some stuff we've done in the last, not even quite a week. Kind of a short time between, so we might have a quick and breezy pod today. I don't know. Then we're going to look at some of the most recent news in gaming. FIFA fans, watch out. I have me listed first. I think I was first last week, but I'll start.
Probably just didn't mess
Take it away, man.
All right. I played and completed Citizen Sleeper.
You finished it.
I finished it, yeah. I did talk about the first couple hours. It's hard to say a whole lot without spoiling the game. But I really enjoyed the experience. I think that some things that surprised me about the experience that you may want to know going in is that it is mostly, I say it with love, kind of a walking simulator with dice. Like, there's not a ton in the way of, like, meaningful character choices you make. You're playing your character, at least until the end. You're not, like, building up different personalities or anything. The choices you do make are mostly affect, like, the outcome of some character subplots, which is nice to see. And I don't know if you can actually lose in this game. I do think there's literally not a lose state. And I think one thing that people don't like, but I kind of vibed with, is that the game doesn't really have so much of a climax. Like, the game sets you on with a bunch of initial pressures that when you resolve, the game kind of, I don't want to say meanders, but it kind of just chills and vibes until it's over. And you've experienced all the endings, which you can redo, not redo. You can continue playing after you've completed an ending to see the rest of the game. But yeah, at the end of the game, without spoiling anything, you're kind of just left in a mood, So I think that this game is fantastic if you're looking for a narrative-heavy, with a little bit of dice, adventure in cyberpunk. It's written pretty well, and some of, like, the sequences, particularly the endings, particularly one ending in particular, really moved me. Well, I was like, wow, I cannot wait until people play this and I can talk to them about it.
Huh.
So yeah, I can't praise Citizen Sleeper high enough. I didn't get what I really expected out of it, but I got something that felt really cool, unique, and I hope more people enjoy it. I am, kind of a nerd for this kind of thing, so I'm predisposed to enjoy it. So that's why I kind of say that, like, I think this is going to be a polarizing game. I could totally see people not getting it. And I say not getting it, as in not their taste, not that they can't literally understand it. Not getting it and not vibing with the game at all. And that's fine, because I did. And I think a lot of people like me will.
It sounds exciting. Obviously, I value your opinion with games. I usually just play whatever you've been playing. but I am concerned I don't have the patience for a game like that.
I think that I think it's okay if you don't, but I think that the game's
nice to know
the game's climactic and exciting part is still long enough that when that's over and you're like, I'm done with this, I think that's fine.
Without doing all the extra.
Yeah. You'll have definitely played enough of the game to know whether you like it. So I don't think it's a wrong answer to play the exciting part and get a gist of what the game's doing.
Cool.
Yeah. That's Citizen Sleeper. You can check it out on the Xbox Game Pass. That's Microsoft Xbox Game Pass for PC. Citizen Sleeper.
Yeah, I still wonder how much they're paying you exactly, but I'm glad you're getting paid, you know?
Of course.
It's nice. It's a nice deal you got going.
I'm not getting paid. I just love Microsoft Xbox Game Pass for PC.
Yeah, me too.
In other games I've played, our friend Kurt somehow he went on an archaeology mission and he managed to dig up this mod that I'm growing more and more convinced that our group is the only group that has ever gotten to work.
Okay, so I have an uptate on that actually.
Okay, hey,
I did find.
Let's state that update for now. I'll leave
state what the
listeners with the tantalizing. Yeah, so Mr. Kurt drudged up this old mod of Jedi Academy, the third Jedi Knight game that lets you play the game in co-op. It does a bunch of other things too. Like it might be a total engine rebuild. It adds a lot of stuff, adds models and stuff. But you know, the primary feature is the co-op, right? It requires an old version of the game. So you probably, listener, you like me, I bet, have purchased all the Star Wars games at some point in your life, and they've been sitting on your Steam library unused. This is not the opportunity for you to use that because you have to use an old 2 CD version of the game, which you can find at places, in order for this mod to work. All that preface out of the way, after, would you say an hour and a half of troubleshooting,
quite a bit,
port forwarding, all the nightmare multiplayer networking, we were on the verge of giving up before we bit the bullet, drew a pentagram on the ground and placed the ritual candles to summon the Dark Lord Logme and Hamachi to facilitate our game.
Sinful be his name.
But listeners, let me tell you, though sinful he was, he did the job. We were able to play like within minutes after everybody getting on Hamachi.
Hamachi was the pillars for me and Kurt to play Gary's mod back in the day.
Absolutely, dude.
The Dark Angel on.
That's.
Did you see?
So
you said
we
Jedi
had
Knight Academy 3?
Jedi Knights
Jedi
3,
Academy,
which is called Jedi Academy.
Okay.
There's like 4 games or 5 games in that series, and like the first one was a Doom clone, and then there were 3 like
Dark Forces was the Doom clone,
right? And then there were 3 of the third person, more Jedi games that you would expect, and we played the third one of those, Jedi Academy.
The naming scheme isn't great. It goes Star Wars Dark Forces, Star Wars Jedi Knight, Dark Forces 2, Star Wars Jedi Knight, Jedi Outcast, and Star Wars Jedi Knight, Jedi Academy. That's from memory, so I hope I got that right.
I think that's
What's
about
with
right.
Those insane names?
The point is that the experience, while we had a blast giving ourselves total force powers, fucking around and treating the game like a sandbox, the actual experience of trying to play the game's co-op was torturous.
It was so messed up.
It pretty much would like break at almost every event. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but events were like, by event I mean you get into a thing and a character's supposed to have a mini cutscene where they pull a lever.
Things you need to trigger in the game, like doors opening and characters talking.
Cutscenes, like there was one point where we're like, what is going on? And I did a super Jedi force jump over a rock we're not supposed to jump over, and I discovered that I found Luke talking to people. So it was like clearly there was a cutscene going on. The game just didn't teleport us to. So we jumped over and watched the cutscene, like walking around it
in real time. Because it's I guess it's doing the cutscene in engine, so it's just happening in front of us.
Exactly.
That's great.
But it was weird because like character models would basically just stand still, but you would hear all the voice lines played out correctly because of course the audio cues are coming out. But it was often a puzzle to figure out what the game is trying to do and how we can keep the game moving forward. It was honestly like a bit of a weird experience that was kind of a headache, but you know the highlights were us fucking around with their character models and powers.
We also had it set up so that the easiest way to progress through the game was actually to set it so that anytime the level ended for any reason, it would just skip to the next level. So whenever we would accidentally cause a game over state in a certain level, it would just skip to the next one. So it was just, we were just ending levels left and right by like killing a key NPC or something like that. And we didn't actually get all the way to the end of each level. We just, found
we did one or two levels,
a shortcut. Yeah. Okay. But we usually would find an accidental shortcut.
Yeah.
That prevented us from getting all the way through.
I love that. That reminds me of like us fucking, destroying Divinity with some of the mods we use. I don't know, something about breaking the game and just
it is much worse
that.
than that. But yeah. I do cool. Vibe on that. Don't get me wrong. I say torturous, but I say that, it was fun. We had a good time.
Yeah. This is a interesting game to play co-op.
I don't know if I should say everybody's names out loud because there were some controversial names in the group.
Let's just say they were all puns based on existing Star Wars characters.
I was laughing really hard at the doc. I don't follow Star Wars. I just assumed it was a real character, and I was dying laughing.
It's close to a real character.
Surprisingly close to it.
I looked it up because I was like, no way you can just be real.
We had Alex as Obi-Wan Kenobi. I was playing, and he was a Darth Plagueis model, which we didn't recognize. Nobody except Flask, I should say, recognized it as Darth Plagueis at the time. He was just a sick-looking motherfucker.
He's got a squashed face.
He's a fucking freak.
He's a mun.
I was playing as gray brown Yoda named No Duh. God, I can never remember Kurt's name, but he was playing as like this samurai Sith guy named was it Kieran Kropoon?
Oh yeah, Kian Kropoon, I think, something like that.
and I won't say Flask's name, but our podcast host can read in the doc, and it's a pun on the Jedi Kit Fisto. What's funny about this name is that I told Flask, and this is a true story, is that like an hour before we started playing, I thought of that name because I was like, oh, what am I going to name my Jedi? But I was like, no, that's too much. I'm not going to do that.
In comes in Flask.
I died laughing when I joined
name.
and I saw Flask's name just because he went for it.
Sometimes you gotta, in the company of friends. Sometimes
in the company of friends,
it's good the Jedi space. Order was killed. I'm glad they.
Yeah, that is. Thank you. I'm
glad
Greg.
they're all dead.
I want the listeners to take that home. Flask. So I started this by saying, and honestly, we had good reason to think this because of all the problems. Is that we could not find any solutions online. Nobody talking about this. I joined a Discord and it was dead. We thought we were the only people who'd gotten this mod to work.
Yeah, I thought so too, because I was seeing videos that were labeled like co-op for this mod, but they were not co-op. So I thought maybe we're the only ones who's ever actually like tried it and got it to work. But no, I found some videos labeled under different names. I tried some different search terms, and I did find some from like a long time ago, like 7 to 14 years ago. That was the time range. Wow.
Yeah.
So this has been around for a while, and people have co-opted, but I do wonder if it's gotten harder because of like the lack of support or something to actually
Windows
get it
10
working.
and shit, like yeah. Well, that's a good clarification. Is that you were probably looking at Open Jedi Project, OJP, which is the name of the co-op mod. Whereas what we were actually playing was OJP Enhanced, which is like a modernization of that came out. I mean, there were posts on that recently-ish, right? I feel like there were posts from like a month or two ago.
I think
and that's how Kurt saw it. Anyway, that's Jedi Academy Open Jedi Project Enhanced, the co-op mod. It's a good time if you have the friends, but you know, it's going to take you some time to set it up. If you're like me, just do it. Just get a Hamachi, and you'll probably get going quicker.
And also, if you have the willpower to forge through any obstacles in the game.
Absolutely.
Kids are always up to the weirdest shit. Kurt, where does Kurt find this stuff?
I like when you got swallowed by the sandworm, and then you were pulled underground and were just stuck underground. That was so good. We just heard like Yoda noises and forest lightning from underground.
Right. All right, that's it for video games for me. Play a little bit of other things, but nothing worth talking about. We played some Solasta. I guess I'll wait to touch on that till we get a bit farther. D&D game. Barry season 3 is on TV right now. We're 3 episodes deep. I think it's still the freshest show on television right now. LOL meme. Everybody's saying that, but it's true. It's crazy how, like, even 3 seasons deep, it's still doing subversions and still managing to make a wacky story that makes sense, but I can't predict because I have no idea where things are going. And I think part of the reason it feels fresh, me and Vito were talking about this before the pod, but there's a podcast called The Ringer that does a lot of media stuff, like a lot of big shows and such. Maybe it's called The Prestige. I can't remember which one I was listening to. But Bill Hader appears on it every week to kind of recap and discuss this week's episode of Barry. And
every week?
Yeah. So far, well, I should say so far for season 3, I listened to the episodes 1 and 2, and I know there's an episode 3. I haven't listened to that yet. But on the first episode, he talked about how the pandemic hit like a week before filming was about to start in season 3, and in that time that production was shut down, Barry Bill Hader, completely rewrote Barry. Season 3, and came at it with a fresher perspective and. You know, just basically what the story ideas brew and was like, oh, no, actually that works better and that kind of thing. Since he had the time to do that. And I respected that approach a lot. There was nothing about.
I didn't know he had like the unilateral capability to do such a thing. Is he is it his word goes?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Bill Hader may be the show creator. It's him and Alec Berg. They do everything. They're the producers, creators, writers. I'm sure they have teams helping them everywhere along the line, but I'm positive that the show is like 100% Bill Hader's vision, based on how he talks about it and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about it before the pod, Flask, and I was just saying that I've through interviews with show creators and stuff, it sounds like you have your whole life to write the first season of your show. But then after that, obviously you don't. You have, a few months to...
you have a time frame.
So it's kind of neat that he was able to use the pandemic to his advantage and rewrite the show. I'm sure it's better because of it, I haven't started watching it yet. I gotta hop on that.
Andy seems to think so. Then again, he is a show for what is it, Showtime as well?
Yeah,
Stars.
for sure.
What is it, Showtime or Stars?
I think it's Showtime.
Bill Hader has a show with Stars?
No. Andy's a shill for Showtime, which is why he's shilling Barry currently. He's made a lot of deals in the industries.
It's not on Showtime though.
Where's it on?
HBO.
Oh.
He might have another show somewhere. I can't remember actually.
No, I don't think so.
I didn't remember what network it was actually on.
Oh, okay. Then I just want to say I've been listening to more Spotify. It feels good. Got new headphones. And that's it for my roundtable.
All right.
What new headphones?
Music good.
Just some earpods, like AirPod knockoffs that are pretty decent.
Nice. I've been thinking about.
Oh, so you've been like
new set of headphones?
Yeah.
Maybe like a wireless set.
Yeah, they're nice. Bluetooth.
you've been like getting the opportunity to listen more while you're doing other stuff.
Because my headphones right now are nice, but like they're big, so I don't like to wear them all the time.
Yeah.
I love big headphones. I'm way more a fan of them. The over
Music is
ear.
life.
All right.
Who's next?
Flask.
Hi.
What have you been doing since last week or so, whenever we last recorded together?
Well, it was Friday, and since then, I did play some Trek to Yomi. I actually played some to get some
cool.
footage for a highlight on YouTube, but
Oh, you got sucked in. Like I said, I cursed you.
you did curse me, but I don't think the curse was strong enough.
So it didn't stick with you?
I got a few chapters in, and I'll say, really.
Did you get
unique
to?
visual-
Sorry.
Yeah.
Let's take this through organically. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, really unique visual presentation, of course. That personally I haven't gotten sick of yet. So the visuals are still pretty stunning to me. What I think part of what I like about it is that, the cinematography of the game. They'll place the camera in each new scene or each new screen to get like these artful compositions that sweep along as you move through them. It's an old school thing to have like a fixed camera that moves as you go through the area, but like, because they're emulating the film style of like Kurosawa, it makes for really nice compositions. And of course, the visuals themselves are really unique. But then I do agree with what you said last time, which is that sometimes the foreground stuff gets in the way of the fighting, and you're like, this is cool looking, but I wish I could see what was going on, a little bit better.
And I was mentioning it. But it wasn't something where I was like, man, this fucking sucks. I do.
No, it doesn't ruin the game by any
appreciate
means.
the trade-off of these unique camera angles, emulating film more than I'm upset by occasionally there's a fucking bush in the way or something,
And it does switch between, like a more a freer, like I don't know what you call it. I don't know but anyway, the combat is always in like a 2D plane, whereas when you're walking around not fighting anybody, it's in like a more sweeping 3D environment. I don't know how to put that exactly, but
yeah, you could take different paths that are different directional paths that aren't just like left and right.
There's a lot of secret areas in the game and stuff like that.
Did you get up to, I actually didn't even mention on the podcast, I meant to, that the game takes an interesting turn at some point?
I don't think so. I guess I didn't, because that doesn't sound familiar.
Okay.
But my feelings on the gameplay, it's serviceable gameplay. Slightly frustrating, the combat, in that it just doesn't feel very good. And by that I mean you expect it to function a certain way, but it's like a sloppy version of that.
Yeah.
Seemingly on purpose. And I feel like I get the combat system. It just feels like unresponsive a little bit. And I feel like they might have intentionally hamstrung it a little bit to facilitate their cinematic rhythm,
aesthetic vision
to the combat. But if so, I don't know, that wasn't a great move, because like then the thing you're actually there for, I mean, the thing you're there for is probably the visuals first and foremost, but the thing you're actually doing, which is the combat, feels kind of sluggish and unresponsive.
Yeah. There's like combos in the game, and you I'm not sure if you could do them at any point in the game, but as you go through the game, they'll pop up on the screen and you'll kind of learn them. But I just felt like, and maybe I'm just not playing the game right, but I just felt like you didn't really need to do any of those combos. They weren't more effective than just tapping X twice.
Yeah. Or just like, for me, I was having trouble because like the combos weren't proccing correctly a lot of the time. Like I would try to go for stuff the game told me I could do, but I don't know if I was doing it incorrectly, which is always a possibility, but it just it wouldn't happen a lot of the time.
The combat feels a little sluggish sometimes.
Definitely.
I know sometimes it made combos feel weird. Like, yeah, I wasn't sure if things were proccing or not. And I just resorted to really just like XX, like a up X, because you could do like an upward slash and a downward slash, which is cool, but I don't really get what the point is and what the difference is other than just, it looks different. And then I would do like a heavy attack if there was an armored foe. That's really about it.
Yeah.
I found that like I would just like block and attack and then block and attack. It was just like
that's really it.
That works too.
And parry. You do get more abilities later on. Like you're gonna get the ability later to like parry, and as you parry, cross your opponent. And then while you're crossing, like you can attack. So I haven't played much further than that, but like that's what I was saying. And when I was talking about the game, where I'm sure the combat is going to open up a little bit, but it's a short game and it's taking too long, I guess. Are you going to keep playing it?
I am on the fence right now. Well, I guess we'll see.
Okay.
I'm not completely, I'm not disliking it. But
can I mention something about the spoiler about the story?
Sure. Spoilers for Trek to Yomi until 2858.
So where I'm at right now, and I was here when I was talking about it last time, but I forgot to mention it. Your character appears to die in a narrative battle. And from the, I'm interpreting this because I haven't beat the game, but you appear to die in combat, and you appear to be in some sort of limbo afterlife of some sort, and the enemies switch to like monsters and like zombies, which it might be a reason to keep playing. I thought that was cool, but the combat doesn't really change, and it was not. When that happened, I was like, oh, okay, all right, I could get behind this. And then I played like, one level of that, and I was like, okay, nothing's actually changed other than the aesthetics of the enemies. But
hence why the game is called Trek to Yomi.
Right. Yomi, I guess. I didn't realize
being there,
Yomi
like,
is some sort of afterlife
kind of deal.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, on one hand, that's cool. On the other hand, it didn't change anything for me. So,
but the aesthetic of the environments, do they change because you're in Yomi or whatever?
Yeah, I mean they get they're dark and they're spookier looking, but not really. Right. They're kind of just like a slightly spookier jungle area. The enemies, they're like little goblins and little goblin army and zombie samurais. They're not even zombies really. They're regular samurai, but I suppose narratively
dead folk.
They're dead. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then maybe we'll see.
Yeah. I want to give it a fair shake. I want to finish it, but it's hard.
I've been hearing pretty much what you were saying last time, what we're saying here from the majority of people online. Like the sentiment seems to pervade.
I never got to look up reviews. I wasn't even sure. And I usually look up reviews before going into a game, and I was like, nah, this looks solid. I'm just going to play it. I kind of wish I did look at reviews.
It might have just, yeah.
It would save me a couple hours.
Do you have any other questions about my Trek to Yomi?
No.
Okay. Well, then I've seen 2 movies in theaters recently, actually. I saw The Northman, the Viking movie. I believe John saw it as well, and he gave it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, he seemed to like it. Yeah.
I don't, obviously we'll get his take when we can, but I don't think I liked it quite as much as that. But it's also not like I particularly thought it failed in any way. You know, it just felt like maybe like a half-hearted experience to me. You know, because I'd be the first in line for like a by the numbers Viking revenge flick, or like a unique historical, you know, character study or something like that. It wasn't quite either of those things. It wasn't quite cool enough. It wasn't quite quick enough, but it also wasn't totally art house or like delightfully weird, like you know, The Lighthouse or something like that. It's. I feel like the movie couldn't really decide what it wanted to be, which is, you know, perhaps the result of this being Eggers's biggest budget project so far, you know, with like test screenings and studio oversight and stuff like that. I wouldn't be surprised if that had some effect on the final product. But anyway, it certainly has its moments. It doesn't really let itself down like what it's trying to be, but I was personally rather bored after coming out of it. I felt like, oh, I was kind of bored with that. I don't know. There's not something I should be saying about this type of film.
Right.
And then I also saw Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, directed by Sam Raimi.
I was very excited about this movie.
Yeah, it has.
Please don't say bad things.
It feels like it should, you know, be something, right? Doesn't it feel that way? It feels like it was like,
I don't know. It just seems like. I mean, I actually just
A
recently
cool idea.
watched.
Oh, what the fuck?
I just what, you were muted the whole time?
Yeah, I didn't realize I was muted. I don't know why I was muted. I didn't hit a button. I was gonna say, I get all my opinion from internet commenters like myself. So, Flask, I'm sure you've seen the Red Letter Media, and I have to ask: are you a Mike Stokowska in this opinion? In this opinion?
I think I'm closer to him, but I didn't like it more than both of them.
Oh, wow, okay.
I liked it less than they did, I think.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Damn, that's a bummer.
I know, right? I don't look forward to things, but I was like expecting a certain something.
Doctor Strange is not like one of my favorites, but after watching the most recent Spider-Man Far From Home, I kind of got me hyped up just seeing his powers and his abilities to, I don't know, just fucking warp things and the mirror dimension.
You were kind of thinking maybe they'd have more fun with him and his capabilities this time around and go places for sure.
Sky's the limit.
Which, you know, I'm a little unsure how to talk about this one because, like, I left the theater with a very strange feeling that was not the pleasure of having seen another like rollicking good Marvel film. But neither was it the depressive boredom of some of the most like mediocre entries in the Marvel catalog. It was mostly a Marvel product. I'll say that much. It had some Raimi sprinkled in here and there, and those Raimi moments are the scenes I liked or that stood out to me most. There's definitely moments where you're like, ooh, I can feel his presence, and those were the ones I liked.
Right.
The writing itself did not really go over well.
Sorry, just to interject on that specific point, the Raimi point. I heard about one specific sequence of the movie that people were saying was like pure Raimi. That sounded like a lot of fun. I won't spoil it, but I think you know what sequence I'm alluding to.
There are like three I know probably
really?
what the one people are talking about, but there are like three at least that I can think of off the top of my head.
Hey,
that are like,
something.
oh, this is Raimi. This feels Raimi.
I like Raimi. Vito, I know you don't know, but that's Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3.
I'm aware.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a big Raimi fan. I like
Sam Raimi,
Evil Dead movies. I like Drag Me to Hell.
That's all right. I knew you weren't aware, but that's okay. We can move
Dark
on.
Man.
hey, Andy, thanks, dude.
But yeah, the writing wasn't great either in like the plotting construction or in the plot points themselves and like the dialogue and stuff. Because there were a lot of times that I felt like things didn't make sense or were like not unintelligent is the wrong word, but like unthoughtful turns of events where it was like an obvious thing or just wasn't clever in any way or didn't make sense in like just a dumb way. I don't know. And the movie was also not quite the adventure that I expected it to be. Based on its title and marketing, you kind of expect it to be a certain type of movie. And I was kind of underwhelmed by the multiverse aspect. I mean, not that I was expecting like, some budget bloated monster in scope, but I think if you were clever, you could put together something more exciting and varied with these same pieces than what we got here. But it wasn't a disaster by any means. There were definitely parts I liked, but I don't know, mostly disappointing coming out of it for me.
Wow. Yeah, that's the tenor I got from the Red Letter Media review, which I think I'm calling those guys into question because like my opinion is entirely powered by theirs because I haven't seen any other coverage on it. But I think they had a good through line too, where Mike talked about how much he liked the two Spider-Man movies that kind of predated this movie to kind of like, set the bed for why the disappointment feels real. That's a shame.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you want a certain type of movie, and it's I don't know, it's bogged down or mired in some kind of something that just feels lackluster at every turn.
Yeah, it's a shame. What else you got going on, Flask?
I think that's it for me. Actually, that's it for me.
Great. Okay.
Cool.
We still got plenty of time, so you can move right along. Greg.
Hey.
You've been here.
It's Greg.
You've been a little bit quiet during the last little bit, but that's okay. Because the spotlight is all on you. What have you been doing
Spotlight's on me.
the last several days?
Well, I've still been playing Star Wars, The Jedi, The Fallen Order.
Oh, yeah, cool. Cool, how's that going?
It was cool. The last thing I did was I met Forrest Whitaker, and me and him saved a bunch of Wookiees.
I forgot he was
And I had no idea. He just, I was controlling an AT-AT, and all of a sudden Forrest Whitaker just pops up on the screen, and I'm like, all right. I didn't even know you were in this game, dude.
Now, help me for the forgetful Star Wars fans like me, because I famously get these confused, but what is an AT-AT versus an ATSC?
AT-AT is the four-legged thing that like they spin the wire around and trip it up.
Yeah, so you gotta fly the wire around on Hoth.
Yeah, or you just climb up it when it's like emerging out of the water, and you just kill the man on top.
And then the ATSTs are the walkers, the two-legged.
Yes, there are some of them. I've seen some of them. I've smashed them up. I didn't know a dude would pop out of one, and I got the dude to kill me by mistake. Like the first one I fought, he almost killed me. And the dude jumps out with a gun and shoots me once and kills me because I thought I beat him.
That's awesome.
That's Imperial efficiency for you.
Dude, he got me. He tricked me. But it's all right. I like it. It's fun so far. I'm not having any complaints or issues with it.
A little bit higher quality than Jedi Academy co-op, I would imagine.
Yeah, you guys are playing that. You know, you guys were, and I was in the present not Neanderthal times. I was slashing up boys. It was great. Yeah, I mean, that's really all I got for that. Shit, dude. I really don't got much to talk about. So today, Call of Duty had their new event come out for Warzone. It's Operation Monarch. And what happens is on the Warzone map, Godzilla and King Kong have attacked. And you can and they're actually on the map, and they like Godzilla's in the water most of the time. I haven't seen him come on land yet. And he just blasts the map with his atomic breath all over the place. You can shoot at him. King Kong's on the map. He's jumping all over. He's throwing rocks at people. You can get a kill streak that you can control one of them, and you can like basically target where they do their special move. And they're just,
you get like a behind the head view of Godzilla as you're blasting his atomic breath.
You literally just you have like a little like computer thing. You pick where you want to put it, and that's it. And then you watch. Then you get to watch him do it.
Gotcha.
It's a lot of. I mean, it's all right. I haven't been that into Call of Duty in the last few months, but it was cool seeing Godzilla. I'll give it that. Me and Kurt we got in a plane and we were just circling it, shooting Godzilla, and then another team just crashed right into us and exploded us.
Well, Godzilla is a protector of humanity, so humanity protects Godzilla.
I don't know, man. They were both kind of killing humanity pretty bad.
Yeah, I suppose. Have they ever made a game where you're like a person on the ground during a giant monster attack?
There is a game like that. It's Japanese. I don't remember the name of it. But you basically are in the city when Ultraman is fighting a monster. And you're like right near him when he gets like knocked over and like smashed through a building. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, because I would have to imagine that would be pretty cool to.
That'd be a cool ass game.
And
that's what like a game in the future should be. Is like you have like a big multiplayer game, and there's just two dudes who are just giant monsters fighting in the streets, and everyone else is like a tiny little person just trying to escape.
Yeah.
That's really. Oh wait, no! I got something. One Piece. John's not here. I got to give John my One Piece update. I am on episode 205. I am officially. I officially got past the boys.
I was terrified you were gonna say. I would have bet somewhere in the 400s. I was like, how much One Piece has this man consumed in the last week or two?
Now, to be fair, I have not. I watch maybe an episode a day, and that's at work now. I used to literally, and you guys know, I was watching that like multiple episodes a day in a row, just like a goblin in the corner when we were on vacation. One Piece is really good, and I really like it, and I can't stop watching it. But I had to pull myself away, and now I'm just watching like an episode or two a day.
So what arc is that you're on now?
I am not in an arc. I just got out of Skypia.
Okay.
And I'm in like a filler episode arc called the G8 island. I think after that is Water 7, though. But that's in like 2 episodes. Is when Water 7 starts. So
I don't know what John is boiling right now with rage.
I don't know what form this takes place in, but I just had a vision of like a bit you might say of like a screenshot of images, like a Where's Waldo book of like us during gamercation and like moments where people are like looking at their screens, and it's like, which one is watching One Piece?
Or like, what if we went back through all the photos from the vacation and we've realized fucking in every photo Greg's looking at his phone?
I will say I believe there is one photo of like us in the fire, and I'm staring at my phone. I am watching One Piece at the fire.
Hell yeah.
I remember that.
But you were like rewatch all that anyway, right? You told us that at some point.
Oh yeah, I had to. I rewatched that when I got home. I had to rewatch like 3 episodes because I was not absorbing any information. So I was like, all right, I guess I'll just rewatch that. But a lot of it I got. I love One Piece, man. It's so good. I'm waiting for another character to show up soon, like when they get a new crew member. But God knows when that's gonna happen.
Hey, they're not allowed to get a new crew member until 2 Piece, and you know that.
Yeah, I guess.
Boo.
Oh, that's it, man. That's all I got.
That's it, man. All right,
I did buy. I do have one game I'm going to talk about. I bought the Elyuden Chronicle Rising.
Okay,
it's on the Game Pass.
I don't care.
Yikes!
It's a RPG. It's for the 100. It's the prequel to 100 Heroes, a game I kickstarted. I'm pretty proud I kickstarted that game. The game looks fucking sick.
Look at this cringe lord wanting to own digital content that he likes rather than just temporarily releasing it off the subscription service.
Well, hey, think about it. I went to the store page. I bought it. I downloaded it. If I was on Game Pass, I'd have to sign into Game Pass, download it, watch it air out about 5 or 6 times. I'd have to re-download it. I have to cancel the download halfway through to re-download it, and then I'd be good, and then it would crash immediately. So Really, who am I here?
God, he's right.
Oh no, you guys, you're kidding. They're gonna release a patch in 3 weeks. It's gonna fix all the bugs. Don't worry, Game Pass is great. That's you, Andy. Fuck Game Pass.
Is great.
I'm gonna say it right here. Fuck Game Pass, dude.
Sorry,
I like Game
couldn't hear
Pass,
that.
but I like Game Pass. I think it's a great deal. I'll be
Cut it
honest,
there.
but
Cut it
dude,
there.
yeah, cut it there. But dude, Game Pass, their fucking UI sucks, and I hate it, and it pisses me off every time I use it, dude.
Yeah.
I am way more willing to spend money to to convenience myself. Not
I'm gonna say a
inconvenience.
but it's not really disagreeing with you because everything you said is true. I will say that my Game Pass experience has improved this year. I'll give them that credit. I
Well,
very
that's
much
good.
enjoy
All right, I'll give them that.
I very much enjoy that. Not quite every, I think, but almost every game I've installed this year supports their new feature where the games are installed like normal games and not in cryptic ass files in a folder called Xbox games, so I can just see it, and it's not like in Windows apps hidden.
Windows app, Xbox, EA 839712.
Right.
Oh, it's in that file. Yeah, great.
Those kinds of like basic and standard. I underline those because it's acceptable or it's unacceptable it's taken this long. Those kind of basic and standard features I am enjoying.
I hope they do what Gabe Newell said in an interview and they just bring Game Pass to Steam so I could just connect it through that.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. They spent too much money on that shit.
I think I hope it does because like.
Well, wait, hold on.
Look,
What Vito?
we're all small brains here, but go ahead, Greg. I'm going to go on a tangent, so you should finish.
Oh, well, I was just gonna say, well, it doesn't matter that, Vito. I'm saying like they have it connected like Game Pass through Steam, where
Yeah, I realized after Xbox, I get what you're saying. Like, who just did that recently?
EA did it.
EA
did
has
that. Yeah,
connection
yeah.
to Game Pass and connection to Steam. I hope they do because I really think that the answer is that the whole storefront launcher wars was the wrong way to look at the problem in the first place. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
we're all small brains who aren't seeing the money they're making. So I don't know if like it really is making sense, but I kind of doubt it. Game Pass works because of its subscription service, not because of its launcher. You know, I don't know how much stuff like exclusivity is actually helping Epic's bottom line. Stuff like
Yeah, I
that.
wonder.
Yeah. When you purchase EA Play through Steam, you still have to open it up. It just launches the EA Play app, right? Like it's not.
I wouldn't know,
Yeah.
dude. Sorry, can't tell you.
I think so, but and Game Pass's EA integration used to be terrible, but it's been fine for me recently. But I think you've had a different experience, Vito. But at least with Game Pass, it does do that where it points me to EA Play. But when I click download on Game Pass, it does immediately ask me on EA Play where I want to download it, and then it just starts to download. I've downloaded a couple EA Play games so far that way, and it's been pretty seamless. It's not the experience I had last year when they rolled it out. But, like I said, small improvements.
Hey, just keep doing those small improvements, and one day maybe I won't get angry while trying to update a video game that I bought. And then just uninstall it and buy it on Steam because I'm too angry to update it.
Is that all you got, Greg?
Yeah, that's it.
This
All right,
week's
before-
podcast sponsored by Microsoft's Xbox Game Pass for PC.
Before I go, I'm going to corner
It's a
Vito
great
real
deal.
quick.
Yeah.
Hey, Vito. While we're under the podcast, and you are obligated to respond,
Oh no.
what are you doing after this podcast?
I was probably gonna play Hades.
I'm just saying, I got 90 minutes of your time, and I can catch you all the way up on Barry.
What if we just go through and watch the 3 episodes of Barry?
Hey, you know what? That works. That's a good idea, Vito. Let's do that.
Well, Vito.
What was your idea? You're just gonna tell me about it?
It was kind of similar, but yours is definitely better. Let's do that.
You're so smart.
I can't watch. No, I can't watch that without my girlfriend. We're
God
invested.
damn it. You always
You
say
know.
that, and then you never watch
Sorry.
it.
We've been talking about it. We're gonna.
That
watch
he
it.
says,
Man,
"Oh,
it
I
only
watched
it only
it by
came
myself."
out like
that's what you say. Okay,
a couple weeks ago.
It only came out a couple weeks ago. But Vito, let me ask you a hard hitting question. What were your thoughts on Star Trek: Next Generation's All Good Things?
I knew you were going to ask about Star Trek. I started watching it again recently.
Oh, really? All Good Things is only 90 minutes.
I mean, I could watch Star Trek. Star Trek's free game now. Barry's not.
Yo.
I was given the okay for Star Trek.
All right, fine. But I swear to God, you tell that woman, if she's watching Barry, you tell her that I can't wait.
All right. Let's not don't go to break.
What?
You gotta throw me in before the break. I got nothing. You gotta throw me in.
All right, if you got literally nothing, I was gonna tell listeners that you needed a good 15 to think of something to talk about. But
No.
if you want, if you want to go now, we can do the embarrassment now, and then you can
just
go
do the
get a drink.
embarrassment.
Go get a drink or something over break. How about that? It'll calm you down. So what do you got, Vito?
Nothing. We did a pod on Friday, and Saturday I flew out to Vegas to visit some family, and then I came back late last night. So I have literally nothing, unless you want to hear about the movies I watched on a plane.
We're gonna string this along into a roundtable. Make some magic.
You watched
out of this.
Spider-Man, right?
I saw Spider-Man.
We already watched Spider-Man.
Was that your
No,
first
we
time
don't.
seeing
What are you
Far From
talking
Home?
about?
It was my first time seeing it not
No
in
way home.
480p
No way home.
with shadow people walking across the
Oh
screen.
my
with,
God. Grow up, Vito.
Was it slot lights or whatever? Or,
Slotlights.com, baby.
Slotlights.com ads.
This is gonna be the second. This is gonna be the second name drop
Oh
I
God,
do.
I peaked there, Flask. I'm sorry.
And you know what? I'm really glad. Should I continue, or are we leaving me? Let's
No. I want to hear about it, but I'm just gonna tell you one little thing. I heard somebody describe it as, it's like one really long Super Bowl commercial, and like there's like a scene where like the Spider-Mans are interacting with each other, and I was like, oh, I could totally see it.
Yeah. You know what's funny? That scene did stick out to me as like man, how did this make the cut? Like to this movie. I enjoyed the whole movie, man. I'm so glad I didn't watch it in 480p. I love that movie. I like
It
Spider-Man.
was a fun movie. I
It's a good
liked it a lot.
movie.
He's
It was a
my
good movie.
favorite
Yeah, for
superhero.
sure.
I thought that was a bold thing to do to, mix the universes together. And it finally, it's just a little bit of what's the word? Just wrap things up nicely. We've had all these different Spider-Man universes over the years, and now I could continue. I have
I mean, the nerd in me just says like it was definitely not enough time. Like I wish that we had more time to kind of like live in the shared universe that existed there for a moment in that movie,
Mhm.
like a series or something. But which is why I think that some things end up feeling like a little blunt, maybe, or like not quite as developed as you want. But ultimately, I agree. It was a very fun movie. Like
very
good
fun movie. And we got a
Spider-Man
little bit
continues
of,
to be
Good
like
amount.
the only franchise in the MCU that I care about. Not that like there aren't other good movies I've seen, but it's like the only one that I'm like, oh yeah,
What's going to happen next?
Yeah, I'm definitely want to see the next Spider-Man movie.
yeah. And is Tom Holland still? He's around for the next Spider-Man movie. He didn't say anything like he's not going to do Spider-Man anymore, did he?
I mean,
I think he's still.
I feel like he is, but
Okay.
I could be wrong. I haven't heard otherwise. And
I
feel like
know.
would've.
Actors like to. It's not easy doing Marvel movies, and you don't get a lot of.
Yeah, but isn't Tom
Creative-
Holland like actually young, like 20s or something?
Mid-20s, yeah.
Like yeah, I
Yes.
mean now's the time to like break in that mega blockbuster cash. He can do art films when he's 40. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
true. I guess sometimes you get stuck in a role, you get typecast. I mean,
Like
I guess they get worried
RDJ is
about
who you're
that.
thinking about, but RDJ you got to remember was like had a shattered career, and then it was like on the up and up when he got swung up in the MCU madness. So he was probably just happy to get back to the top and then leave there into his career there. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Tom Holland is great. He is so great playing, and you gotta understand why I love these movies. I mean, I think they're fun, but you know, I'm a kid from Queens.
Oh god,
And-
here we go.
Oh god.
They do it.
Can you
They
cut
just
the break there.
They do it so well, man. I mean, all the little cuts, you know, you see a little bit of Sunnyside, you know, like all the little Queens references. All right, enough, Andy.
Sorry, it's just so
Tom
much trash.
Tom Holland does a great job at playing a kid from Queens, man. Even the accent, the dude's from fucking, what is he, from England or whatever?
Yeah, they really made it look like a place that people are living in, not just like some
Fuck you,
some
dude.
like trash heap that the rats have
Mutant
taken over,
wasteland.
and sometimes people are allowed to do things like podcasts with permission from the rat.
The ruins of
overlords.
a civilization.
Yeah.
Right.
So I didn't
Naxian type of places.
I didn't have this spoiled for me, so it's the first time seeing it that the little Tom Hardy Venom cameo at the end.
Yeah, but that was like nothing, right? I mean,
So
that
what
was
does that-
literally like.
What does that mean though? Does that mean something?
So I'm pretty sure, Flask, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm going to say it my way because I think it's funnier, and then you can edit it out later. But
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that Venom appeared in that universe in a post-credit scene in the last Venom movie, and then in the post-credit scene of this movie, he leaves the universe.
Yes.
That's what happens in the Spider.
It's literally just one post-credit scene setting up another post-credit scene that doesn't mean anything.
Well,
like
isn't it supposed to mean like he?
But there's more
'cause
to
at
it than
the
that,
end-
though.
Yeah, he gets like sucked back in, but he leaves a little bit of that
symbiote.
There's
goo
a little
behind.
bit of
I mean,
symbiote
it does mean that
left.
we're going to get Carnage in the next movie, right? That's
Well,
the
it means
implication.
Venom?
we'll get Venom probably because it was the Venom symbiote that gets left behind in the on the
Yeah.
bar top. Inspired. So I guess we'll get a Venom, but we won't get Tom Hardy.
Right. That's
That's
I
what
think
that's
the implication.
implying. Okay.
Are we going to get Tom Holland maybe doing two roles? Could he play? Does that even make sense?
What do you mean?
I think it's gonna be the dude that plays Flash. He's gonna get the Venom.
Ezra
Oh,
Miller?
Please no.
That's
No.
what it is, right?
No, he's talking about Flash Thompson. The
Okay.
Yeah. What's he? Because he gets Venom in one of the comics, right? He becomes, like,
yeah,
a
he eventually
soldier-
becomes like Agent Venom, and he's
Yeah,
actually like a
Agent
good guy when he has the Venom symbiote.
Well, yeah, maybe that
All right.
counteract him being a fucking.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Nerd.
I don't want to fucking see another fight against Venom. I'm sick of it. We did it already. It's been done.
All right, so let's take the Spider-Man string, and I'm gonna cut it. What's the next film?
I saw. I saw Training Day.
Yo, Training Day.
Fucking phenomenal movie.
That's
I
great
seen it
ass
when I
movie,
was a
dude.
kid, but I didn't really remember any of it. Phenomenal fucking movie. Denzel Washington, Ethan
Denzel's the
Hawke.
best, dude. Yeah.
Oh my god, so fucking good. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. Please
It's a great
watch
ass movie.
Training Day. Yeah, I haven't seen
I watched it last year just because it was on some streaming service, and I was like, "Hey, I haven't seen that movie in a while, and it definitely still hold up."
it. Yeah.
It's
Held
been a
up.
long time. I should rewatch that.
Oh, so
HBO
good, dude.
Max. I think it's on HBO.
Okay.
And then lastly, I rewatched Mad Max Fury Road and appreciated it even more.
I also
Nice.
appreciated that one more on a later year rewatch. It's been a couple years now, but I remember liking
God.
that movie a lot more later on.
Such excellent world building.
And pacing and
Yeah.
such. It's great.
Oh yeah.
And
I
it
came out of
actually
that
made-
movie. Sorry.
I was just gonna say it made me want to. I've never seen the original Mad Max movies. I would like to go through and watch them if they're good.
Well,
Mel Gibson. I know they're different. They're different.
Yeah,
altogether,
I don't
but-
think that. I really feel like people think the Fury Road's the best film in the franchise, right, Flask? Like, that's
I mean, older people would maybe disagree, but yeah, I think Fury Road is generally would be considered objectively the best one. However, Mad Max, the original, is very low budget, but an enjoyable kind of like grindhouse type film.
Yeah,
No, I don't know
yeah.
if that's the right terminology for it, but like a very low budget kind of just
Punky.
like gritty,
It's
punky
1970s
kind of thing.
edgy, punky. Yeah, I get you.
And then Road Warrior, the second one, a little higher budget. And that's probably the best of the three original ones. And that's, that has some classic stuff to it, definitely. It's still an older film, so, you get what you get. And then
Right.
Beyond Thunderdome is generally considered the worst of the three because it's kind of.
And you've actually seen all of these. You're not just
silly.
talking about nerd knowledge. Yeah.
No, I've seen them.
Yeah, but that movie blew me away. It was just
Great.
very fun. Very fun.
The first time I came out of the theater after seeing that, I probably told this story before, but first time I came out after seeing that, I was like speechless because I didn't have anything to like. I didn't have any negative things to say about it for sure, and I didn't even have any positive things to like harp on because it was just so
taking
like
it in.
perfect
Yeah.
a film
Yeah.
in what it wanted it to set out to accomplish, and it did. You know,
I
Yeah, it was
remember
just
so too
watching
perfect
it.
to even talk about.
I think I seen it in the movie theater and thinking it was fun and it was a good movie, and then not understanding why it was so popular afterwards. I mean, people were, talking about it being like one of the best movies of the year.
There was
Oh,
some
man.
Mad Max madness.
Yeah, there was some madness, but now I get it. Second watch, Jesus, so good, great world building.
I kind of felt that whole like second watch made me love it so much more vibe about a similar movie, Dredd, and we've talked about it before, and everybody loves Dredd.
I
Dredd,
haven't
but-
seen it, and I know I'm gonna love it.
Oh
Carl
man,
Urban.
I would watch Dredd with you if you want. It's such a good movie.
You know, it's funny. I
I'll
watched
rewatch
the
it.
original
It is.
Judge Dredd recently.
Sylvester Stallone.
It's fucking terrible. It's so bad.
Yes.
Hey,
It's so fucking bad. I thought it was gonna be good. It's not. It's a cool universe.
Why did you think it was going to be good?
I don't, because it spawned Dredd, and
Oh.
I just remember, everyone
Well-
referencing Judge Dredd, and
Dredd is
him
nothing
it's
like
from
comic
comics.
Dredd, really.
It's a
Yeah,
comic
they are
book
they are
property.
based on a comic book property.
right, I understand that, but I guess I thought everyone was referencing the movie. The movie was fucking horrible.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I do need to see Dredd.
That's one of my favorite Carl Urban roles because you don't even know it's Carl Urban the whole time.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Finally, Vito, before we let everybody to break and end your roundtable on a graceful note, you were gone for 4 or 5 days. What video game were you playing the most in your head? The one that you wish you could be back home playing?
Dude, the whole time I was like, man, I wish I had a fucking Steam Deck so I could be playing Hades.
I know you're going to say that, and I gotta ask, even in your head fantasies, did you finally beat the game?
No.
No.
I didn't have the
wouldn't
brain
imagine.
power.
Didn't have the brain power. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, listeners, we managed to cram everybody's roundtable into the first half. Just look at that. Now, we're going to take a little break. We're going to come back and discuss some of the latest happenings in the video game and other media world. Stay tuned.
Oh, Greg, you know what you should have mentioned?
What happened?
You should have mentioned the Call of Duty Godzilla vs. Kong event.
He did.
What the
Did?
fuck, Vito?
Vito,
Yes.
are you? Andy, Andy, I wish you didn't say anything because I was about to be like, Vito, I was about to scream at Vito, dude. That was literally that was probably the most I talked about.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. And Flask, I'm going to start blowing the news horn. News. First up on the docket, EA. Yes, you've heard this story for a while. EA has lost their FIFA name license officially and will rename franchise to EA Sports FC. After nearly 30 years, EA and FIFA are breaking up over reported $1 billion differences.
What does FC stand for?
Free company.
Free company?
Free
Is that what it stands
company.
for? Okay.
Yeah.
Football Coalition or something like that? Could it be? Editor's note, probably fucking football club.
Yeah, sure.
Apparently, EA was being asked to pay a $1 billion price tag to extend the existing exclusivity deal, to which they did not want to do, and eventually negotiations fell through. FIFA in response, has confirmed it's going to create its own competitor, and it's calling it the only authentic real game. The constant is the FIFA name, and it will remain forever and remain the best.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Who's gonna develop that?
They're coming out fucking swinging against EA.
Yeah, it's gonna have
Well, it's not really that
blackjack and hookers.
What will the normie sports fans go for more? The game that they've been playing this whole time, just another one, another number, or the name itself, which they recognize on the shelves and they go, ooh.
I'm sure both will sell.
That's the
pretty
question.
So it seems like FIFA, at least their strategy seems to be that they're going to peddle the name to third-party developers instead and create like a diversity of games potentially. Which honestly, when you think about it, like it's kind of exciting in a sense. Not that I care about soccer, and FIFA itself is kind of like an evil organization, but it's a game license that's been monopolized by one publisher for 30 years. And if their word is true, they're gonna like shop it around to third parties. You know, it's always fun to see innovation. I loved Rocket League more than I thought. Maybe we'll see some kind of FIFA-inspired game that can speak to me.
It's competitive in a sort of incestuous way.
Yeah. What the fuck is this next story? Xbox plans to launch a streaming puck in Samsung app in the next year. Somebody who is apparently not an absolute idiot, because I am. What is a streaming puck?
It's
like
streaming puck.
the
It's
Alexa.
gonna be like like a Fire Stick, but for the Xbox.
That's
store,
that's what that is called now. Like that's what the industry settled on. A
Puck
puck
specifically refers to like a little, round,
a
or
little
usually
puck.
round.
like a Steam
device.
Steam. What do you call it? What's the Steam one called?
Steam puck.
Someone help me, please.
No.
called Steampunk.
Not
I
helping
own
you.
one. I forget what the hell it's called. The thing that lets me play Steam games on my TV.
Steam Link?
Steam Dream.
Oh, an
Steam
HDMI
Link.
cable.
Thank you, Greg. Steam Link. Yes. No. This is good news, man. Honestly, I don't understand. There is a fucking void in this area. I mean, being able to play games in your living room on your TV, which is probably going to be higher fidelity and much nicer than your PC monitor, is where it's fucking at. And I can't believe the hoops I've had to jump through in recent to be able to do that. And I still can't even really do that the way I want to do it. So more options like this is sick. I'm all for it. But yeah, you don't need just the puck, because they're developing an app with Samsung, much like the Steam Link has, where you could just download the app and play. I guess there's a library of games through Xbox Game Pass Ultimate.
This is cool, but it doesn't. It's not a solution for me, because I do literally just have an HDMI cable to my TV, and I don't have a problem with it.
Oh,
So
big
For
man
me,
with
that's
its
an issue
HDMI
because
cable.
my living room is too far for an HDMI cable, and I've actually done the HDMI cable. And I have to, very precariously, plug in the HDMI cable and then wire it through my kitchen, and it just barely makes it to my TV in the living room. And it's like, someone fucking trips over that wire, oh, dear God, my fucking tower is falling off my desk, or my TV is fucking falling off my little platform there.
You shouldn't have your tower elevated anyway.
I shouldn't, right? I should have it below.
Yeah. You should have it raised off the ground, but not at an elevation that's going to harm it if it drops.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's safe.
My desk has like a little like mesh net specifically for like a computer and that kind of thing. It's perfect for it.
Yeah, and actually,
I
dude,
bought
you just fucking flipped your table over like last
Jesus
month.
Christ.
Yeah, and guess what? Guess what? Nothing happened. It was all
Nothing
fine.
happened. All right, good.
Yeah, literally everything was fine.
Oh yeah, streaming puck.
Big man with his fine computer and HDMI cable.
Nintendo has officially announced the Nintendo Super Switch U2.
Fucking finally.
Switch?
I took an amalgamation of some of my favorite names that I saw when people were joking about this story, which is actually that
would be
Nintendo
good.
says that the transition to its next console is a major concern for us. So like my favorite joke was that people were saying like, yeah, they're just gonna call it the Switch, like just another I in there. And I think what they're alluding to is that like they had everything with the Wii and they like super fumbled the transition and made a joke console called the Wii U that like
It's not a joke console.
no, really, like as far as like here's the sales, dude.
They fumbled the marketing. I know, yeah.
The
But it was a
Wii
legitimate
sold
console.
100. The Wii has sold 100 million. The Wii U sold 13.5 million.
There are more Switch consoles than there are Wii U games out in the world.
Yeah, no,
That's
they
crazy.
definitely fumbled the marketing big time with the Wii U. I can't believe that. Yeah, but this is a genuine next console. The
Well, so all they're saying is that they know that they've made mistakes and that they hope not to repeat them. It's kind of just a fluff story, but I want to
Gotcha.
include it just because, there is a legitimate question: where's the Switch to?
we got no dates or anything. No
Switch
time
Pro?
No
periods,
dates,
right?
nothing like that. I don't think.
Okay.
This was during a long-term, not a long. This was during an investor Q&A that the company had, where they were being kind of asked, I think, questions, maybe specifically about the Wii U, but they were just, what's coming up next,
Okay.
There are 3,000 people, more than 3,000 people who are currently working on Call of Duty.
Wow. And
So,
not a single one
folks.
of those people know how to optimize that game, do they?
Call of Duty is approaching sentience, and I hope that these people know what they're doing. Don't let it out of the box.
They put Godzilla and King Kong in the game, so I think they know what they're doing.
Can I want to
Did
add
we
an
talk about
update
that?
to that? I want to add an update to that because I did a little tiny digging. I didn't get that far into it, but a lot of
Right.
people don't like that event. They say that event sucks. But I don't know. I didn't get to look a lot. A lot of people are saying they like Fortnite events better because I guess those are Fortnite events just kind of happen in the background. You don't have to be involved in it. And this one, you're shooting at Godzilla or King Kong for just hours, and you're not really doing anything to them. They don't fight each other either, which is weird.
Huh.
Then why are they both on the island?
Sounds like a bunch of anti-kaiju whiners to me.
Jim Cameron's avant-garde take on Nickelodeon's The Last Airbender has finally dropped a trailer for its next film.
I think you may have. I don't know if that's entirely accurate.
Andy, what are you talking about,
some
bro?
editorial errors, perhaps.
I'm talking, of course, about the trailer for Avatar: The Way of Water.
It's finally here. My Avatar sequel.
I do
The
fucking
first
love that
of
this.
many.
I'm not the first person to point this out, but I do fucking love how poor the resolution is on this Avatar teaser trailer video. Goddamn. On the Avatar, maybe that's just my connection, because it looks terrible. Auto
I think I've heard other
360p.
people complain about it.
Okay,
Yeah,
I guess I
can
can
see
look at it 1080p.
Yeah, I'm watching it in 1080p. It actually looks pretty impressive visually.
Does it? It looks like Avatar to me in 1080p.
That just looks good. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it
Just
just
the
looks like
fucking
Avatar,
water
bro.
effects and the fucking blue people. They look good.
There are
it
a
looks like
lot of blue people.
really solid
Crisp
fucking
CG.
animation. I don't give a fuck about this movie. I'm not.
I saw a
probably
lot
not
of people
gonna
are
watch this.
reminiscing that this really was Avatar. I mean, really was like an IMAX 3D experience that you just had to be there. And I didn't have that experience, so maybe that's why I'm much more whatever. I mean, the
Did
movie
you see it in
it was
theaters
certainly
at all?
No, I saw it on
Oh.
at my house, but it was a great.
It was
a good
impressive
movie.
in theaters. It was impressive in theaters. I gotta say.
I saw it
I
in
mean,
theaters and I was
there's a
not,
reason.
like blown away. I mean, I just
Okay.
it looked good.
I've
it
been
was,
to,
it was very impressive visually, but other than that, it was like a fucking boring movie. that I've
That's-
seen.
I mean,
I've
that's the
been
reason,
to the
though, is
Avatar
the
land
impressive.
in Disney World. They have like this
Oh,
big
have
ass
ya?
ride they strap you into, and you like fly around in like an IMAX version of the ride. It's pretty insane, dude.
Yeah, don't they have like a whole Avatar themed
It-
area?
Yeah, dude. It's
Okay.
I don't know what the place is called. The name
Pandora Land.
Pandora, yeah. But it's like it's in Animal Kingdom. It's an entire section. It has like 2 rides there. It has one where you're riding one of those like flying pterodactyl things, and it like you get in it and it straps you in, like you cannot move from this thing, and you're like flying around. It looks really cool. It's all IMAX and fancy. And the other one, you're just on a riverboat ride, and they're doing their crazy blue people magic or whatever.
Maybe the sequel will change my mind, but I just don't understand James Cameron's obsession. and
I don't
what he-
want it to, but I think it'd be really funny if this movie fucking sucks.
It would be very fun.
I don't think it's
'Cause,
gonna
like-
fucking suck, but I just think it's gonna be bland. I mean, the first one was like, it was just boring.
What's your plan, JC, when that happens? You're making
Why
the
do you
sequel at
believe
the
in
same
this so
time,
much?
right?
Why do you believe in this so much, and why are you
Maybe
spending
he wants to be a blue person.
decades of
I
your
mean,
life on this?
maybe he's taken the last decade plus of criticism of the original film under advisement, and this one's gonna knock it out of the park.
Dude,
narrative-wise.
hey, I'd be down for that, dude. That'd be
I'm,
cool.
I'm kind of shocked and impressed that we're even seeing a trailer. Like, I don't care about the first movie, but like, I feel like I've been hearing about Avatar 2 my whole life.
I think I am shocked. I'm seeing a trailer. Yeah,
It's been a long time. 2009.
I would love a deep dive limited series into the last 13 years. Like, what happened?
Like a documentary. Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
good.
Just because, like, I'm sure it's a cool story, regardless of how good the movie turns out to be,
Mm-hmm.
Finally, well, guess that's not any more true. In this week's Who's Actually Watching This Shit on Their Televisions, Star Wars Ahsoka has begun production.
Excuse me, that's Ahsoka? I
Ahsoka,
believe?
right? Yeah, it's Ahsoka.
I think it's
Fans
Ash
of The
Soka.
Mandalorian will be excited to see that Ahsoka has begun production, and hopefully,
Who's Ahsoka's the Clone Wars animated girl, right? With
Yes.
the
Yeah,
she's
the
the
weird
Padawan of
ears.
Anakin Skywalker.
you don't
Oh.
know.
No, I really don't.
You don't know
Yikes.
about Ahsoka Tano? She's a Togruta female.
She's Anakin's Padawan. You said?
Wait, Andy, why are you just talking like me all of a sudden? Why are you just
She's a
That's so
Togruta
weird.
female. She's a former Jedi Paladin of Anakin, actually.
paladin?
Who, after the Clone Wars, helped establish a network of various rebel cells against the Galactic Empire. You
And she
might
makes an
not have known
appearance
this,
as an adult
Flask,
in The Mandalorian.
but she was discovered in her homeworld of Shili by Jedi Master Plo Koon, who brought her to
Plo Koon?
the temple on Coruscant to receive Jedi training.
I did not specifically know that. No.
Oh, did you know that following the outbreak of the Clone Wars, Grandmaster Yoda assigned the young Tano to be the Padawan learner of
What?
Anakin Skywalker? Who
Yeah, I
nicknamed
actually
her?
did know
What
that.
was her nickname?
It was something
Oh no,
like diminutive or condescending.
It's
Jor
Peanut.
Patel.
It was like peanut or kid or
It
Little-
it is along those veins, but let me give you a hint. With scissors, you would.
Snips. Was
Snips.
it like
That's
snip-
right.
Yeah.
That's right. What else do you want to know about Ahsoka Tano, Greg?
I actually
Ahsoka Tano.
you talking about this actually released a bubble, like a little nugget from my brain. I want to go back to my roundtable and I want to say I have something I want to complain about with Star Wars.
Well, hang on real quick. I don't know if you know this about Ahsoka Tano, but her voice was one of a multitude of Jedi spirits.
Andy,
that
I'll
guided
be
young
honest,
Jedi
I
Rey
don't know who
during
the
final battle
fuck
of the
this
First Order
is, and I
Resistance
don't
4.
care who the
That
fuck
is
this
true.
is.
Ahsoka inspired Rey to stand up to a resurrected Darth Sidious and destroy him once and for all.
let me ask you a
Brother.
question. So,
It's,
what happened
kind
to
of
what
a
happened
big
to Ahsoka? Did she get murdered by Darth Potato or whatever
No,
the
she's
fuck?
like still alive in continuity at the last point we've seen her. Basically, the last we've seen of her, she is an adult Jedi out in the world.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
Well, good for her, I guess.
Yeah, but you're not going to learn about that time period here. I'm sure this is going to be.
I don't think I'm going to learn about any time period or
Hey, guess
care
what?
at
This is
all.
between episode 3 and 4 again. I'm just going to guess. I don't know. What were you going to say,
It
Greg?
might
Sorry,
be-
you want?
it
Okay.
might be a sequel to her appearance in The Mandalorian, or like what she's been up to, or something. So it might.
I'm
not
sure
be
that's going to be it.
for once.
Yeah.
Anyway, Greg,
Everyone here has played Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
Like has
everyone
played
here-
Jedi Fallen Order?
Jedi Fallen
Yeah.
Order, right?
Yeah. Spoilers for Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order until 121.50.
All right, so I actually remembered. I got to Second Sister last night. I fought her, and she turns out to be that one chick's like Padawan.
Right. That the second fight with her. Yeah.
Yeah, the second fight with her. Yeah. So a big thing she says is that she got betrayed by Seer or whatever her name is.
Mhm.
But then why is she with the Empire? She got betrayed. She's like, I don't get that. She's like, I got betrayed. So what did I do? I betrayed everyone else because fuck that.
Uh,
Yeah, dude. I mean,
Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense to you guys?
I don't
yeah,
remember.
I mean, she just. I vaguely remember. Yeah, she got betrayed, and then she became bad.
And then
Was
she
what-
became
what
evil.
everything was.
Yeah. And you're like, well,
I
all
guess she
right.
was just
You
like,
didn't
well,
want to
if-
get.
I'm gonna betray everyone else first before they betray me. Some sort of
Alright.
attitude like that. Yeah, whatever.
All right. I'm just saying, listen, whatever. I hate video games. I'm realizing now. I don't care anymore. Video games
Oh, good.
suck.
Hey,
I just,
well,
want to talk about Star Trek or Star Wars or whatever the fuck you
oh,
guys were just
really?
talking about.
Great. I had some more Star Wars subjects. So,
more to say about Ahsoka, have you?
no, well, actually, I was curious. Flask, have you seen the Book of Boba Fett? And do you mind if I spoil it?
I have not seen it, but I also don't mind.
I have a spoiler question that has made me interested, not in watching it, but just in learning a little bit more about it. But I think I heard that the Book of Boba Fett was not great, and then like their pivot was that it suddenly became a Mandalorian season.
Basically, yeah, from what I heard. Yeah. Not like literally, but yeah.
That's hilarious.
I mean, it
Very
is, it is following off of Boba's appearance in The Mandalorian. So it kind of makes sense that they would do that. But it's just, yeah, from everything I've heard is just like maybe had some promise at the beginning, but then immediately squandered it and didn't go in any interesting direction with his character.
My face when I'm making the Boba Fett.
Wait, that's successful director Jon Favreau.
Yes, and he's the one who created that series.
Wait, that's happy.
Oh.
Finally,
Well,
my
he
last
is
of
making money
the
off of it.
Star Wars subjects. Which one of you Star Wars fans is really excited for the limited series Obi-Wan Kenobi, which is starting on May 27th? Or it's all dropping all at once on May 27th? I don't know.
That didn't already start. I thought that already started.
No, you might be seeing trailers
Wow.
or something, but it doesn't start for a couple of weeks.
I kind of resolved. I thought
We
it
might
already
be
started,
seeing
and I kinda-
pre-release reviews soon. You might have seen something like that.
Okay. I thought it had already started, and I had already sort of resolved that I didn't care. I wasn't going to even check it out.
I feel like
I
I
am
kind of want to
like-
watch it just because I like Ewan McGregor. Like, I don't care about Star Wars, but
Yeah,
Ewan McGregor is
he's-
good.
I like him. I'm so drained in my Star Wars dealings at this point. I don't know. They keep altering the deal, and I keep praying, but nothing's happening.
Why, you don't like seeing stuff that you know about that you've already seen before?
I mean, it does activate my neurons. No, it
You-
doesn't.
You
I
remember
feel empty.
Boba Fett, right? Well, you liked him as a kid. You thought he was cool.
I didn't give a shit about Boba
he has like
Fett as a
one
kid.
scene or two scenes in the original trilogy, and became
I
a really
appreciated
popular
his-
toy, and so people like back mythologize that he was this epic figure
Badass, yeah.
because
Well,
they
he
remembered
does.
all the
He does pull
time
off a
things he
clever
did with the
thing in the
actors.
movies, and also he's like set up as a particularly nasty customer, you know.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I just, as a kid, I was just appreciating his place in the tapestry of the film. I didn't think he was especially cool. But yeah, I recognize stuff. It does nothing for me. I'm empty inside. Star
Well,
Wars
let's
is
go ahead and-
basically a corpse to me.
We'll take it out and shoot it.
Okay.
Flask
In the
you
head,
onto the
in
floor
the brain.
for a moment for a news-related subject.
Well, sort of, yeah. In that I was looking for news when I saw this stuff. I just thought it was funny. I saw basically like okay, first of all, by the way, Greg,
Hey.
apparently the first trailer for Netflix's Resident Evil series will release tomorrow. So this podcast episode is too early.
Wait, which is this the live action one or the animated one?
Yeah. Live
Oh
action.
God.
Yeah.
All right.
So
I
we'll
guess.
see.
I
we'll
agree.
look at that. We'll give
hold
you our
on. Let's
thoughts
put
on
in.
that next
Let's put.
podcast
I was like,
episode.
let's put our. What do we think? I'm just gonna say. It's gonna suck.
It's gonna be trash, dude. It's gonna. Yeah, I have no faith in this. Yeah,
But hey, I hope I'm wrong. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
be,
maybe-
but I hope I am.
maybe they'll actually surprise us, but I doubt it. Anyway, my actual thing that I wanted to say was just like I was looking at what.
I was just saying, can I have one more thing? What are they
Yeah.
covering in this? Is it like
I have
your
no
own
idea.
thing? All right. Guess we'll
I have
find
no
out
idea.
tomorrow then.
Yeah.
All right. That's it.
As I was looking up news stories or trying to look up news stories, I saw a bunch of like a string, I would say, of like titles that I was just like, what is our world? What are we doing as a society that this okay, these are like all remakes and reboots or sequels or whatever. And I was just like, what are we doing? This is the string I saw as I was just scrolling. I saw the, heavy quotes, live action, actually 3D animated Bambi remake. So they're remaking Bambi in the style of like, Lion King and Jungle Book and stuff like that. They're doing a Firestarter remake, which is that Stephen King book that was made into a movie in the 80s with Drew Barrymore. Okay. They are making a Dirty Dancing sequel, which I was like, what does that mean? Because that was a movie from the 80s, and you're making like we have the Top Gun sequel coming out. Oh boy. And now we have the Dirty Dancing sequel.
Yeah,
Cool.
the Top Gun sequel. Have we talked about that on the pod?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
That's got Tom Cruise in it,
It does.
and that
Yeah,
also.
but is he like a
does it
cameo,
also
or is he
have
a real
Val
character?
Kilmer?
No, he's no. Val's
No,
Val.
Val can't.
Yeah, he can't. What is?
Can't speak.
Yeah, can't speak. He's
He's
Yeah.
yeah,
medical issues, medical
Unfortunately.
problems.
So,
But yeah,
what-
Tom
what-
Cruise is
it
a
just
main
is
character.
it just Maverick? It's not Maverick and
No,
Iceman.
I thought it would look like it was two new guys, and then Tom Cruise has a role in the movie.
So what it is I've seen this trailer over and over again in front of other stuff. It's Maverick coming back to the academy to teach a bunch of not new recruits, but like new aces for some reason. And Iceman is just like the guy who recommended him off screen.
I mean, it's got a cast.
Yeah.
Miles Teller. It has Jennifer Connelly. She's good. John
Right.
Hamm.
Yeah.
Those are the top 4 build actors along with Tom Cruise.
Mm-hmm. And then a bunch of other young, hot people to fill out pilot seats.
It doesn't look like Kilmer is in the movie.
Oh, really? In the trailer, they just showed like a picture of him.
I mean,
like on a wall.
he is credited in the movie. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll see. Well,
Also,
maybe.
funny enough, I just noticed this Top Gun 2's subtitle is literally Maverick, the name of Tom
It
Cruise's
is.
character. So he's definitely like
Yeah.
a main ass character.
Oh yeah. a Father of the Bride remake. Okay. And a White Men Can't Jump remake.
Oh, come on.
These are just the ones I saw in like a few minutes of scrolling through stories. all happening soon. And I'm sure if I kept scrolling, I would see more, but I stopped at a certain point because I had to.
The recursive remake machine, the feeding machine, is going to collapse on itself one of these days. If it hasn't already.
Not as long as it keeps making money. I get. We've been complaining about this for like a decade now, or if not longer. It just never ends.
When was the last good? What was the most recent, as in recently released, like true good film you guys think you've seen? That wasn't blockbuster schlock. That wasn't a remake of something where it was a unique IP.
That's a good question. I'm sure I could think of one if I like actually put my mind to it.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I think, was the most recent. But even then, that's kind of a block. Well,
years ago,
it's a good movie, but even then, that was several years ago. But that was just the last movie I'd seen in theaters before the pandemic is light strikes out. Yeah,
and also
you're
talking about like recency in terms of year release.
Oh, Pig,
well. Yeah. We watch good movies all the time, but I mean year release. Yeah.
Pig was good.
I like Pig.
I didn't see that, so I don't know how far back.
Palm Springs hit a special place for me. I really like that movie.
Yeah, that was
a good
fun.
movie.
Very fun.
Has anybody
seen or talked about in the last couple of pods? The ones I wasn't here. I don't know if I even got to catch up on. Everything, everywhere, all at once.
Flask had a good segment on that. Yeah,
that's probably the most recent movie that I really did like.
Okay, cool.
And that was kind of like a true original film, like right? Like
yes.
That wasn't like a superhero blockbuster schlock or anything like that.
Yeah, I think that would be my answer for the most recent good original film I've seen.
Sick.
Yeah.
Malignant, as far as horror movies go.
Straight Malignant, dog.
Straight Malignant, dog.
Have you finished your floor moment, Flask?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Speaking of remakes,
yeah,
I want to hit you guys with an alt timeline concept. Mike Myers stars in a 90s remake of The Graduate, and Wayne's World is never made.
Yeah, I did read this.
In a 90s remake of The Graduate?
I guess this would be a late 80s, more accurate.
Huh.
Yeah, this is Lorne Michaels of SNL.
Oh, no, actually, no, it is 90s, yeah. Whenever Wayne's World came out, this was instead of Wayne's World.
Right.
The way Myers says it is that in his first year, Lorne pitched him the movie, and Myers said no. And Lorne said, I just offered you a fucking movie. And Myers said, The Graduate doesn't need to be remade. It's a perfect film, and a little man should not stand in a great man's shoes. And when Myers said instead he would like to make Wayne's World the skit as a film, Lorne Michaels said, really? The catchphrase which Myers explained is Lorne for you fucking idiot. Other attempts at Lorne Michaels to ruin this movie included instead of the key scene where they're rocking out the Bohemian Rhapsody, Lorne Michaels really wanted it to be Guns N' Roses.
Okay.
And finally, this article goes on to a fun little story where during a premiere of it, Mike Myers got to sit next to Paul McCartney, who talked to him throughout the film and complimented his writing.
Complimented his what?
Complimented his writing.
Writing, okay. That is... Wait.
Well, that's funny.
Paul
That's
just
funny.
leaning over and... Yeah. Complimenting his jokes.
Are you guys seeing The Graduate?
Yeah.
You
No.
sounds kind of timid. You didn't like it?
I mean, I'm
like
sure
The
it has its
Graduate.
place. I'm
Is
sure it
that
has its
about
place.
Mrs.
and
Robinson?
I know a lot of people like. Yeah,
Yeah, no.
I know it has a lot of praise and
I mean, I'm not going to
accolade
go say it's a great, one of the greatest films of all time or anything, but I enjoyed it. I watched it because I did hear it was like one of the best movies ever, and I enjoyed it. But yeah,
I probably thought it was like fine, like enjoyable.
Yeah,
but I don't remember feeling much about it at all, honestly.
Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah.
Some of you Capcom
some more
fans are gonna
video
have to explain
games.
This. Some of you Capcom fans are gonna have to explain this one to me.
All right,
Resident Evil Reverse shows signs of life on Stadia of all places.
What?
Multiplayer game was delayed into a vague window of 2022, but a new age rating in Europe implies news might be coming soon. First off, what is
Resident Evil Reverse is the game that was packed with Resident Evil Village, or that's how it was originally stated.
It was like a
It was that shitty game where you were the deathmatch with all the characters, and they were like,
bad guys on the
check
good
this
guys.
shit out. This is what you all wanted, right? Yeah. And everyone was like, that looks awful. That looks like hot shit. And they were like, no, you're wrong, kids. They had a beta.
Wrong.
It sucked. They proceeded to delay it, and we have heard nothing about it since.
Yeah.
Until now.
People were saying that maybe they delayed it because
It sucked.
Well, definitely because it sucked, but also, yes, because it sucked, and because they didn't want to, I guess, sully the release of Resident Evil Village with this shitty ass multiplayer component that nobody asked for. But yeah, I guess now, our 18 rating from Peggy, for the Stadia version just came out, so maybe it's coming out soon. And who asked for this? But I was actually surprised because I was looking into this, and I was looking on message boards and YouTube comments, and I was actually like surprised by the amount of people who were very excited by it and were pleased by the whatever it was, the beta or the demo that had come out.
Shaking my head.
And you played it, Greg?
The absolute.
Have you played it, Greg? Have you even played it?
Absolutely fucking not, dude.
I know Kurt played it. I watched Kurt play it.
Listen, all right, my standards are fucking low, dude, but they're not that low. I want Outbreak. Stop making Capcom. You know what people want. You keep seeing it, and you see the writing on the walls, and what do? You make shit like that. You make shit like Reverse. What was that
What was
other
the one
game
before
they made?
that? Yeah, what was the previous one? For 7.
Shit. I don't remember the name of it, but that was it came out with Resident Evil like 2 or 3, I think. That was
you're right.
That was kind of interesting, but that sucked in the long run because they were like, we're done with that. Whatever. Just make Outbreak, dude, and you'll be billionaires again. You'll be on top of the world. Stop.
Hey, they uploaded all those high res images from Outbreak a little bit ago.
You know what's funny? I actually, as I was saying it, I remember that, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
Surely they're working
everybody.
on it. Surely
Resident Evil Resistance was the name of that game.
Yeah, Resistance. Thank you. That had like an interesting idea where it was like, oh, you pick your evil hero and you get to place
like asymmetric
things all over the world. Yeah, it was like a zombie
Kinda like
Panic,
Dead by
or
Daylight
Zombie
or
Master
something.
a little bit, but it wasn't that great.
Right, yeah, it's a better comparison. Yeah, I was very surprised by seeing a lot of comments for people excited about this and saying that like they had a lot of fun with it. And I didn't play it. I know Kurt played it.
Maybe
and
I gotta play the beta, dude. Maybe it's a fucking blast. But that that trailer did not look good.
I doubt it. I just don't understand why it seems very obvious what players want from a multiplayer component to a Resident Evil game, and Capcom just literally like closing their ears and going la 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 la. You know, I don't want to take away from the people who do want to play this game, but I mean, come on.
No,
I feel like
it takes away from them.
I feel like it's maybe gotten a little boost in positivity from the fact that it didn't release yet. Like if it had just come out and been shit and you know people forgot about it in a few weeks, that would have been the end of it. But because it had a little like the beta sprinkling tease, yeah, and then it hasn't come out yet. People are like, oh well, maybe they've improved on the stuff, and then you know, then there was something to it, you know, something a little bit to it when we got to play it. So yeah, you know, maybe that's actually contributed.
There have been other modes in Resident Evil that get like a lot of praise. You know, like Mercenaries.
Mercenaries
Which,
was
I know
great.
Village had like a Mercenaries kind of mode, but like a multiplayer Mercenaries, people would really get behind. Or just a fucking some sort of Outbreak analog. You know, give us an Outbreak game or something. Just, you know, stop
Resident
working
Evil
on
Outbreak?
these. Stop putting resources on these little shit multiplayer editions.
I mean,
Well,
I get it. I get it. Like, you want to like spread out the feelers, test new ideas out, but come on, at least give the people what they want, man.
They know what we want. They just
They
won't
know
give
what
it
we
to
want.
us.
I want Outbreak. That's really all I want. I just want Outbreak and Dino Crisis, but I don't. I just want Outbreak.
give us
It comes out
Outbreak and
exclusively for Stadia.
Give me Outbreak, but with Dino Crisis. Everything's Dino Crisis. That'd be crazy, dude.
Gamers, listeners, on our way out, I just want you all to remember when you see Dragon's Dogma 2 on the horizon
Stop.
and the other horsemen next to it, Resident Evil Outbreak.
The end
just
is
know
nigh.
the nuke's
That'll be this.
following.
Oh
just,
my god!
just go
I hope-
home, turn off your consoles, your PCs, and hug your family and spend the evening with them. For when the sun sets that night, it will not
Last sunset you ever
rise
see.
again.
Let me just say this right here, right now, everybody. In the summer, next month, there's going to be like an Xbox fucking Bonanza showcase and the Summer Game Fest hosted by the Jeff Keighley. Outbreak and Dragon's Dogma 2 are going to be at one of those, each one or both of those events. I'm saying it here. I'm confirming it. If not, I'll stop showing up on this podcast. And that's it. That's
Whoa.
just that, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Greg.
That's just that. Hey, and speaking of that's just that, well, I think that was just that. That was our podcast.
Can I say one more thing?
Oh, God. I had the perfect fucking ending.
He just said.
Always somebody is
He
like,
just
oh,
fucking
no,
said.
Andy, that was a clever, nice little segue you got. But
Do you know
I
how
got
hard
something
it is?
else.
Can I just say one more thing real quick? Can I just say one? That was great. That was so good. It was perfect. It was so poetic.
It was
And can I
good.
say one more thing real
I
quick?
know it was good. I know it was good. It would have been great to just end the pod there. That sounds like that was that, but that no longer is that. So Flask, what do you got?
No, just I was looking at the docket, the agenda, and I just thought about another thing about the Lorne Michaels, Mike Myers story. That Wayne's World then started that slew of like SNL movies that they made
Coneheads.
in like the 90s. Yeah, all of those movies that they made out of their skits came from Wayne's World's success. So it's like super hilarious. It's even more hilarious that
Oh, I
Lorne
know,
Michaels
because like, well,
didn't want
he
it.
must be so bitter about that because he could like probably remember being right about why this was a dumb idea, and then he was proven wrong, and then he was like, "Well, I mean, I just got to learn from that." And then he
Yeah,
was just
just
like,
dove
"No, I was
in.
right all along. Damn it!"
Doubled down and then made all those movies, and of course, most of them weren't very good. But it was
Yeah.
all because he was like, "Oh, Wayne's World did succeed against my instincts."
Yeah, and honestly, he's probably right that like a 1990s version of The Graduate with Mike Myers probably would have done well.
It might have done okay, actually. Yeah,
Well, it might have done well at least.
might have been a little like sillier.
Yeah, I bet it would. I mean, Mike Myers. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, yeah, this podcast is over. Thanks, listeners.
Well, that I just want to say, maybe you need to work on your endings a little bit because that didn't feel very.
Yeah, it was kind of abrupt, wasn't it? It was kind of final, wasn't it?
It didn't feel very rhythmic.
Didn't feel very rhythmic.
Our
Didn't
pacing.
flow. Well, like every week, I want to thank everybody for listening to us and joining, or listening to us, and lasting this far, even through my weird speech aphorisms. And Flask,
Yeah.
as the Star Wars man himself, of which was a central topic of today's podcast, I'd like you to give me the final word to the listeners. But you can only say a Star Wars quote. It has to be a quote from Star Wars.
Okay.
All right. Whenever you're ready. you can edit out all this filler time because you're the producer. You can take as much time as you need. All right, it's been like an hour, Flask.
I'm stronger now because of the pain.
Yeah, all right, that works.
That was a quote from the second sister.
It sounds like a quote from like every sci-fi thing that's ever. I mean, no, sorry. It sounds like a quote from like literally everything that has ever had a character who's like gone through a challenge.
That is her highlighted page quote on Wikipedia. And by the way, the reason that they list for her turning was that she was subjected to dark side torture and just turned into a dark side person.
Damn.
Whoa, that's a good explanation for why she's dark side.
Damn, the pain really did make her stronger.
It did.
Good night, everybody. I'm sorry.
This glue is very strong.
You still glued to the podcast, Vito?
I mean, I didn't unglue myself. No.
Oh God.
I can't believe that glue lasted through that whole 6-hour period that Flask was thinking of a quote.
He was testing it and he was
super
wrong.
glue, dude.
Apparently it really works.
Yeah, skin to fucking desk. It works. It's like gonna rip my skin off.
Well, you'll be here for the next one, I guess.
Graphs.
What's a good
Here.
solvent
We'll know that
I
you're
have? I can only use as a solvent whatever's within reach of my other hand. I
All right,
can't
hey,
move.
Flask. We're running out of money. We really got to tidy this one up. Vito, we're gonna see you next week. You said something about solvents. Don't worry, we'll dump a bunch of solvent smell in here.
Wait.
Yeah, we'll solve it.
Wait.
We'll solve it. Yeah. Flask, hit the lights. We can't. Electrical bills.
Okay.
Shit ain't cheap.